Welcome to Art Is. Today we're going to continue our journey into the lives of creative artists in Mobile, Alabama. Mobile is a beautiful old city dating back to 1702 with the French explorer Bienville. Over the past 300 years, Mobile has evolved into a thriving city where the arts play an important role in the overall cultural development along the Gulf Coast. Mobile offers a number of things to do for any art lover, from touring antebellum homes, fantastic galleries, art museums, and of course Bellingraph Gardens, a lush 75-acre garden filled with colorful flowers and an extensive collection of bean porcelain. Mobile is also blessed with a wonderful symphony, an opera company, a ballet company, an arts patron league that raises money to purchase public art to be placed around the city, and a strong arts council that ties all the entities of the arts community together. On today's show, we will explore the lives of movie star Richard Tyson, who you may have seen in Something About Mary or Kindergarten Cop, Charles Smith, a potter who has exhibited his work in the Smithsonian, Joan Eyre Weitzman, a talented painter who will share her inspiration for creating breathtaking portraits, and we will enjoy a special interview with the late Eugene Walter, who was a world-renowned writer for Time Life, Food and Wine, and one of the founders of the Paris Review, a famous literary journal. Richard Tyson's story to success is almost unbelievable. How many people do you know that get their lucky break in Hollywood by sneaking into MGM Studios?
I ended up doing a play at the University of South Alabama, the school my father created. I ended up finding what I was going to do for my lifetime there. I didn't quite graduate from there. I finished at Alabama and then went to Cornell, but roll tide. Can artists do that? I don't. Yeah, good. But I ended up doing a play. I tried out for Eddie Stanky baseball and Bear Bryant football, and I was ineligible to play because I transferred from Annapolis. And I followed someone over to the theater one day, and they were having auditions for Butterflies Are Free. And I watched everyone audition. I said, wait a minute, I want to try that. Can I try that? And I said, yeah, come on down here in the light. Yeah, come on down, And I came down. I says, I don't even want to try out if I can't convince you I can be blind, because it's about a blind boy, and no one's even brought that up. And the director, wow, okay, try it. And I went, I just stared out there, like Al Pacino or something. And he goes, that's great, okay, now we want you to read these lines. I said, I can't, I'm blind, and I ended up getting the role. I went over there on a Friday, and I went back over there Tuesday, and there it was, Theater USA presents Butterflies Are Free as one of the many shows on the season. And after the initial opening night, that scared the hell out of me. I actually became comfortable and changed my majors and ended up in Hollywood within 4 months, probably about 4 to 6 months. I was on the bus to Hollywood by then. Going to Hollywood is so funny because I got on the bus station, the bus downtown Mobile where it used to be, and there were 47 people. My brother Adrian said, hey, there's 47 people to see you go be in the movies. You better do it, And I had my thumb out of the window, and yes, yes. And we pull out to make the interstate, and I looked to my left. I said, honey, where are you going? She goes, Cincinnati. I said, well, you're on the wrong bus. She goes, ah! She ran up to the bus driver, came back, said, what's wrong? She goes, you're on the wrong bus. I said, oh, no, I did just what she did. I ran up. Ah! The guy let me off, and I had to get the bags out of the under the bus, and I came walking across, Mom and my old girlfriend and the sisters. They were all, oh, he couldn't go. I said, sorry, I love you, but it's the wrong bus. But then I eventually made it out to L.A. and I broke into MGM Studios. I walked all the way around MGM Studios thinking for a place to jump over the fence, but it looks like Attica now. It's 20-foot high walls with concrete and barbed wire, and I was yelling, you know, Gary Cooper didn't have to do this. He didn't, look, man, let me in, you know, and I walked all around. I was praying a lot, and I got a notebook, and I said, dear God, please help me to get into this gate. And I proceeded towards the gate. There's a guard standing right there. And I figured if I was too busy to check in, I would just walk right through. And so I was writing furiously, and by the time I got up to the gate, the guy was like, hey, how you doing? He goes, hey, how you doing? And I walked right through and got around the building, threw the book up, and I was in. Then I knocked on 8 doors, and they all kicked me out, so we're calling security, and I would run out across the hall to the next, hello, I'm Richard Tyson. I traveled 2,000 miles to be in the movies. Done a little Shakespeare, a children's theater, have $5, I'm at the YMCA, what are you doing in the movies? We got to do it quick, you know. And the guy says, man, the ninth office said, what a story, man, it's a great story. I said, it's not a story, it's my life. He goes, I want you to meet my boss. She's a casting director, and she's actually an executive at Fox now. But that initial acceptance of this lady in power sustained me for 2.5 years, and I went to every door and met every person I needed to meet to get in the movies. The only problem was I couldn't act, you know, so I went back to school and trained, and I think that was the best choice of my life, was to come back, finish at Alabama, and then go to Cornell. I received a master's, and then my dad said, what are you going to do now? That's great training for law school. I said, well, I'm going back to meet my destiny in Hollywood. He goes, didn't you learn anything in school? You know? But I had to go back, and indeed, I went back and went to the same casting director that I'd stood outside her office for 5 days trying to get in, and they finally let me in and asked me if I wanted water. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank everybody for, you know, this opportunity, and I was just so nervous and green. I'd never seen the water dispensers on the you know, the bottled water in California. You know, there was a blue one and a red one, and I'm trying to make conversation. I'm nervous, and I said, "Hey, what's the red for?" She goes, "Hot." Oh boy, okay, yeah, you know. But so we ended up, you know, I did a monologue for her, and she says, "Do you do anything without an accent?" I said, "Oh, sure, yeah, I'll do this next one." I only knew 2, and I did them both, and they're the same accent. And she goes, "Maybe school." And so I looked around in Hollywood, but I thought if I went back to school and you know, and worked towards a degree and had a goal, and I'd have disciplined acting training every day, using plays that some faculty perused, and it wouldn't be some off-the-wall original script in LA where I would end up wearing a mask on stage anyway and never be discovered. So I think that's the best move I've made, except for my new wife. Maybe that's the best move. Tracy and I are writing and producing, actually with my mom. We're writing this script, and a guy named Jackson Bostwick working on a thing called Red Eagle, the Muskogee Twilight, the story of Red Eagle. And he was an Indian chief, and hopefully we'll get that off the ground sometime this year.